her killer? Have these all been murders? She's referencing all as in more than one, but we just don't know. And then here, the next page, flights and yachts of horror. The more you pay, the more you get. Is this A, false, B, untrue? C, she circled crazy. Who knows how many times, more times than I can count. So then she makes some more allegations here in this. There are always flights of horror, whether it's with Jeffrey, Mr. Leonsis, Mr. Case, Mr. Snyder, the Gregorys, Mr. Colgan, or one being borrowed by a seemingly good federal worker and even rented. It is all horror, and nothing is as it seems. I am so confused by everything, and people you expect to be good, like even old senators like George Mitchell, who you think would be good like a grandpa, are bad. Mr. Kimsey is deranged. The answer is C, crazy. It all is. So then you got a reference there to George Mitchell, Senator George Mitchell, a very, very prominent name in the American political landscape, a very famous senator. As you can see right here, here he is. But he's named by victims at this point. And I didn't even know this. You can see here, his name has now been removed from a scholarship. And his name is being removed from a peace center. His bust is being removed. Thank God they're removing this guy from all this stuff. I can't believe he's still alive. Jesus. And what a way to go out at the end of your life, being exposed for being a... Oh. Then you got down here, this looks like a view out of a window on a flight. Another one down here, the flights of fancy. I think this is the same page copied. Then you got the clipping of gorillas. I don't know what these redacted sections are. We're almost at the end here. We understand that it takes more than days or weeks or months. It takes years and even decades to grow and nurture and to grow up big and strong, develop into something that stands proud and magnificent, pay tribute to the determination required, and stable takes a reality to produce such hardy roots, and let us all live by its simple creed, grow, blossom, and flourish really, really long time. I think it's supposed to be read, we understand that to grow up big and strong and stable takes a really, really long time. Then underneath, Colonial Williamsburg looks to be a little brochure from there that the future may learn from the past. Then this, good taste, disturbing on the back of the journal. Tea time with Coco, Ringo, Hamlet, and Ribbity. I don't know who this girl is, but it's a child having tea with her little friends. So that's journal number 1 from this girl. Now this is another journal that I found in the documents. I don't know if it's the same girl who wrote this journal, and I don't really, to be honest, know what this journal even really is. I mean, it's a lot. It's not like a journal like you just saw. We're going to go back to one that I think is concrete linked to the same victim, but you can see here, this is May 15th, 2012, and whoever wrote this journal writes, "So I am told that writing each week while I am bad at that will help me to deal with the trauma that has gotten me here. I saw another girl here writing in her journal like this, and she said it was to overcome her perfectionism, so I decided to try it too. I don't think I'll like it, but I'm going to make the goal of writing at least twice a week, maybe, but I always say that and never do. But since it's for trauma, no one has to see it, but it will be a goal to try and make a connection with one staff member and tell them everything. I wish I could say I feel like going to blank helped since I told him, but that is just more trauma, and what is being absolved mean anything? I didn't do the bad things. At the end of my stay, I'm going to have all the staff sign this book the right way up, with the person I'm most able to talk to be the first. That way all my progress from now until the end will be clear. Ugh, I hate writing in pencil, but that was all I could find, and now I will be like this forever for consistency. Maybe I can work on that and try to switch to pen, but I doubt it. My handwriting sucks with this pencil. I saw the other girl putting stuff we did in her book. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to try and make mine a bit neater, but I think some handouts are too big, but maybe I can cut them so they won't stick out. Okay, so my first few days are past, so I'm going to try to be open even though it hurts. First things first, I miss the boys so much, but I know how lucky I am to have this chance. I'm still in disbelief it worked, and blank was able to actually get the insurance to cover residential. She actually cried and said I needed. So then, I don't know who all these people are, but these are like words of encouragement, you know, letters from different staff members, it looks like. But I think that first letter, she says she actually cried and said I needed to get on the plane and go, and do my best to make it count since she's never seen it approved. So I know being away from them is hard, but I'm hoping blank won't remember me being gone. At first, when I heard it was approved, I thought I'd be going to Arizona, but when they said blank was best fit before I'm able to work with blank, I wanted to scream and cry because I haven't been back to Florida since my last time with Ghislaine and Jeffrey, and so that was so scary, and I didn't want to have a man therapist. Even if he does know about blank, I won't be able to talk to him, even though it turns out that he is super nice and understands me. The flight wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. It felt weird to be on a plane with so many other people since I was always on private planes, but I think I liked it better, more safe. As a side note, I don't know why people make fun of Spirit Airlines because they were the only ones who were so nice about accommodating autism. They made sure to seat me in the front row and had a flight attendant stay with me the entire time. All the other airlines said no. I had to have a grown up, but Spirit did everything possible. The flight attendant, I wish I got her name, she could tell I was scared, so first time she introduced me to the pilot and I kept looking around to make sure it wasn't one of Jeffrey's pilots that would be co-pilot, but it wasn't. During the flight, she would make sure I was okay and kept giving me free snacks and drinks, and when I got really scared, as we were getting closer, she looked at fun magazines with me. I started getting really scared once we landed because I had to meet a driver, and I was terrified that maybe this was a setup, and when I got off the plane, I'd see Mr. Ivan or maybe even Ghislaine, but the flight attendant didn't make me go alone. She walked with me to get my things and then helped me find the driver and check to make sure he knew where he was taking me. It was so nice, so safe, and made me feel a little better. I asked if she would be the one to go back with me in a couple months, but she said probably not. I wish I could send her a thank you card, but Spirit doesn't deserve so much hate because they did everything that all the big planes wouldn't. The drive was super scary. The man was nice, but the car was too much like Ghislaine's. Why do so many people drive black cars in Florida with windows that seem so dark? Maybe the windows are for the sun, but an entire black car with leather in this heat? I don't understand. And he was nice, but it was hard because I was trying to stop the memories and I started to have internal panic as I was looking out the windows because it looked so much like we were heading right to Jeffrey's home, and I really started to think I'd been set up and we'd soon see his stupid, gross, disgusting pink mansion at any time. And I don't know if I am even that close to there, but the roads felt the same because everything is so flat here. He must think I'm such a snob or brat because he would try to talk on the way, I think to try to make me more comfortable, but I couldn't manage because I was becoming more and more convinced he was kidnapping me and I would have to face Jeffrey again after leaving. How I did, so all I could make out was yes, no, thank you, and some uh-huhs, so he probably thinks I'm so rude. It ended up being fine, but it was super hard to keep it together. The campus is beautiful, but the pool reminds me too much of bad things, so I won't be going to that. It has definitely changed a lot since they filmed the documentary Thin, so maybe they got money from that to make it so pretty. I was so relieved to know I didn't get blank as my nutritionist because she is so scary. She was so mean and blank, and I saw her still here, but she only works with patients occasionally if they're really struggling or something. I'm on the blue team. I don't really understand the difference between the teams, but so far I really like everyone. The staff say I am the finest blank patient, and I'm going to teach them too. They're so understanding, and all the girls, well, all but maybe 2 are super nice, and they know I'm autistic, and they all try to make me feel like I belong. I have a feeling I will become close with blank because she's super nice, and blank is really nice, but I still wish I would have gotten a girl therapist because I know I won't be able to talk about any of this trauma. I don't like to go to the groups outside of the healing garden or the other building because I get so much panic that I think Jeffrey or Ghislaine will just pop up. I went to the art building, which has 2 floors, so I went to the top floor to see if I could see Mar-a-Lago or the top of his gross house, but I don't think I'd be able to see because of all the houses around here look like the ones from the Golden Girls show. Why are all the roofs so wonky? They forgot about the weird random downpours and thunder, then sunshine again, and all the strange reptiles. No one can convince me they aren't modern dinosaurs. Well, I've written a lot, so we'll write more soon, but it's lights out, so no more time. I really miss blank, but I know it's really important to focus on treatment. Heart, heart, heart. I don't know if this is Virginia Gouffre, if this is Virginia's diary or what, but I mean, wow, what a look into the mind of a victim. This poor girl is so traumatized by what happened to her. She's afraid to go on a plane because it reminds her of Epstein. She has to make sure the pilot isn't one of Epstein's former co-pilots. She's getting a ride and she thinks she might be getting kidnapped. She's absolutely terrified. She might be being taken to Epstein's mansion. She even checks from the roof of her treatment center to see if she can see Mar-a-Lago, another reference to Trump. And she's talking about this constant fear that Ghislaine or Jeffrey are going to be there waiting for her, that this is a setup. And that just shows how powerful they were. I mean, if this girl is so afraid that they could potentially be doing this, in my mind, that says that they were powerful enough to potentially have done something like that. But the rest of the journal, we could spend a long time reading all of this, but there are so many letters from people in this journal. And the girl who writes all of this is so interesting, but these are all letters of encouragement. My amazing blank, you have touched my life. Dearest blank, it's hard to even know where to begin. You are such a kind, caring person. Blank, don't ever give up. You are so much stronger than you think you are. Blank, wow, being here with you at blank has been an awesome journey. You are such a sweet woman. Blank, I just want to tell you I love you, best friends forever. Blank, I'm going to miss you so much. You truly made this 5 weeks go fast for me. Like, there's so many letters of encouragement to this woman. And this is in 2012. So I don't know who this was or who this is talking about, but if you guys want to go through the rest of this, I can in a separate video. But before we're done, there's another journal by the first victim that we talked about at the very beginning of this. And remember, she was talking about the babies, that she had multiple babies, wondering if she was a killer, a murderer. She references powerful men, potentially AOL executives, Trump, Mar-a-Lago, Epstein and Ghislaine, trafficking, abuse, taking photos and videos of all this. So I believe this is a different journal of hers. So this is from the same girl. Her poem is The Jailer. So she's printed this out and pasted this. My night sweats grease his breakfast plate. The same placard of blue fog is wheeled into position with the same trees and headstones. Is that all he can come up with? The rattler of keys. Then she underlined this. I have been drugged in 7 hours, knocked out of my right mind, into a black sack where I relax, fetus or cat, lever of his wet dreams. She underlines this. Something is gone. My sleeping capsule, my red and blue Zeppelin, drops me from a terrible altitude. Carapace smashed. I spread to the beaks of birds. Oh, little gimlets, what holes this papery day is already full of. She underlines this. He has been burning me with cigarettes, pretending I am a negress with pink paws. Then she underlines this again. I am myself. That is not enough. Again, the fever trickles and stiffens in my hair. She underlines this. My ribs show. What have I eaten? Lies and smiles. And just going down to the bottom, reading what she's underlined here. I dream of someone else entirely, and he for this subversion hurts me with his armor of fakery. How did I get here? Criminal. I die with variety. Hung, starved, burned, hooked. I wish him dead or away. That, it seems, is the impossibility. That being free, what would the dark do without fevers to eat? What would he do without me? So those are just her underlined portions from this poem. Going down, we, your blood family, will do all we can. Interestingly, you've got an iceberg diagram here, the top of the iceberg versus the bottom. And this part isn't decoded to my knowledge. To send you away and to send you away and to send you away and take away your life. Ticking time with short ends. Ticking time with short ends. To send you away and take away your life. Ticking time with short end. Schedules and waving all my absent days to fit the schedule. So yeah, basically here it is again. What, and this is an extension of that past page. Evil, I think this is evil men. Evil amen. Was I won't hint was I want hint? Was I wart hint? I can't read this. Don't and swert. Oh, don't answer that. I know I never have been. Was I worth it? That's what I mean. Was I worth it? No, don't answer that. Schedule sand waving all my absent days to fit the scheduling of Villa men. And here's another page that she wrote. Being a bletu. What, Mrs. Vicky Dison? So yeah, there are so many messages in here. It's just kind of hard for me to decode. I thought that there would be a cipher here. If you guys want to take a crack at decoding it, I'm going to upload, or I'll link the files down here. But you can see it's the same kind of art that this victim wrote in the previous journal. Even from 1,000 miles away, old men and children, for all the bills out there worrying about their Chelsea's, Harvard. And she writes more here. But disturbingly, there's more sonograms, it looks like, of babies. She says here, and tears. Never imagined the blank and tears her future held. Poured out oceans of tears, pain. I've got myself a winner. I feel broken and exhausted. I am so tired of this sick and twisted game that I scavsing such that I such physical and emotional pain. So more references to babies. So were their babies taken away from this victim? Was she forced to get pregnant and have the babies of abusers? Was she being used as someone to produce those children? We don't know. Another page, victim of his own. Maybe she's born into it, which goes along right into what I'm saying. Maybe she's born into it, forced to give birth to a child that's just immediately brought into the world of trafficking and pimping. Never to be seen and heard. 1 minute I was a nobody, the next a stealth closer. High excitement videos of a child all night, a risky power play. Sad luxury lifestyles of the rich and perverse. He wanted young girls, a teen blonde beauty. She wanted her childhood back. No men she trusted. The painful moments. The truth betrayed broke her heart. Congratulations, world's greatest graduate. Here's a note from Anonymous that she's got here. Only once is it possible for someone to find a woman with such unsurpassed beauty. Every moment in your presence is like experiencing heaven on earth. The sound of your voice tickling my ears is like the sound of angels singing. But when we are about, the agony, I long just to have you in my gaze. It's about make you longing for your sweets to kill the air. But some of this handwriting I'm so sorry, guys. This is hard to decode. But I must with this knowledge that I will see you again soon. Another day, another dream. From Anonymous for now. So this is a creepy anonymous letter she received. Looks like an old man's cursive, but you don't know. Another page, weeping teenage girl in the small dark hours just before dawn. Balancing act, picture perfect, giggly, natural, soft, kind-hearted, cute, shy girl. Battle, beauty dies, shattered, no dreams, her tragic end. Attacked, and it was a long, tragic trail of tears. Intelligent simplicity, born humble, small, generous little traits Jeffrey loves for the person who has everything. She's got another poem here, The Fearful. This man makes a pseudonym and crawls behind it like a worm. This woman on the telephone says she is a man, not a woman. The mask increases, eats the worm, stripes for the mouth and eyes and nose. The voice of the woman hollows, and she underlined this, more and more like a dead one. Worms in the glottal stops. She hates the thought of a baby, stealer of cells, stealer of beauty. She would rather be dead than fat, dead and perfect like Nefertiti. Hearing the fierce mask magnify the silver limbo of each eye. And then she underlined this, where the child can never swim, where there is only him and him. Oh, God, and there's so much coded messaging. I wish there was an actual codex here. The sepages. See, it's so hard to even tell. The sepages who call themselves smart and talk about Harvard act worse than animals. They make a bad name for animals. Is just sick. Mr. Sauerkraut, Mr. Sauerkraut, Mr. Sauerkraut, Kraus, and the Martin Martian Minsk Vari. Just a bunch of names. I'm going to give up. I probably sound crazy. She's naming a bunch more names here. This seems to be linked to Harvard. Please behave like the evolved Homo sapien you are and kindly refrain from licking. Yucky, but they can't behave. Yucky, but they can't behave. What if you didn't have to worry about Horror Island photos? The unexpected visit from down here. You've been a very, very naughty girl. She's got that. The disgust. If you guys want to decode this, please. My brain is kind of shutting down right now, but I'm just trying to get through these pages. Someone actually decoded this online. This page right here, once again with more sonograms, photos of babies in a woman's baby or belly. I think it's the victim's belly. According to this guy who decoded this, says, the game stopped, but not in a way I thought. I did not have to go with anyone except Jeffrey, and now he and Ghislaine are fighting because I am over 20 weeks with a baby we are certain is his, and I had to go to the Bahamas like this. And for some reason, no plan has been made because he doesn't want a procedure, and she does, and I am certain this time critical, but they won't stop fighting. I don't want to be tied to Jeffrey for the rest of my life. Playing the piano well is not a good reason to think someone has good genes or should have a baby. What about Ghislaine? I am too young and he is too old. Why is no one doing anything? I don't understand. I don't want this. I don't want another painful procedure, but I don't want this. And then on the side it says, that company doesn't protect kids. They use it to find us and they are everywhere. I cannot escape. So I'm assuming this is her baby. So I don't even know how many babies this victim would have had, but she's saying that she's currently pregnant with Jeffrey Epstein's baby. And the text here says, a lot of cold showers, blood on their hands, no doctor, talk to no doctor, damage, dead. If you don't know, you can't help. Then there's an illustration she made. I don't know what this is or what this symbolizes with these little discs. This fire. Another collage page. Perfectly functional even if they aren't. That's a good performance. Looking for help. The solution is death. They've got sheiks, like Saudi Arabian sheiks over here. Emergency. Play games with the whole world. In a spontaneous outpouring of grief. The art of performance. The making of a more powerful family. And I am the arrow, the dew that flies. Self-unalival. I don't know how to say that. At one with the drive into the red eye, the cauldron of morning, from Ariel by Sylvia Plath, a deep, deep sleep, loneliness, until she cried, one little child, control, power, and young kids. Oh, this is the page that was decoded. It's not even this page. Let's go back. I think I think I am going to break. Why would they allow Mr. Leon is wait this long? Why would they allow Mr. Leon to wait this long? Why would he bring a friend and make a video? ? I am so broken, and the PROs and the procedure was so painful, and blood all over the sheets. I can't play this game anymore. I have to ask Ghislaine for help. If anyone can make it stop, it would be her. If anyone can make it stop, it would be her? ? She was so scared because I got so sick and was burning up with fever. She put me in freezing cold shower. I can't do this. And then there you go. That makes more sense. A lot of cold showers, blood on their hands. No doctor talk to no doctor damage. Then over here she says, Mr. Rails, Mr. RAILS, and Mr. LEN, Mr. Len, or Leon maybe. But so do Slef, Ray, and Mr. Jacobson, Mr. Conway, Mr. Vradenberg, and Bills. All of them who don't care if this happens. So once again, I thought this was the other page. So you're talking about a baby, and she's talking about being really sick and an extremely bloody procedure. But then a few pages down, this is what I just read you about, her thinking she's got Epstein's baby, and it's another picture of a baby. And then interestingly, we talked about that earlier, the names that she listed, AOL. Earlier, she listed the names of some of the old AOL, America Online executives. And as you can see here, she's referencing AOL again. And that's what it said. This company, back to the thing, this company doesn't protect kids. They use it to find us. They are everywhere. I cannot escape. And I think she's talking about AOL there, because they said parental controls help safeguard your kids online. Stay alert. We live where you live. Fatal attraction to just little you, genes. You do not have a choice, in his little plan. Dared to search for meaning, the anti-war plane. I understand how they feel, what they're going through, because I've gone through it too. And some pictures, some redacted images. I'll fight to the end. Without Martin Luther King, 2003 would look a lot like 1963. I want to make people's lives better and change the world. Then there's a card here to a dear granddaughter on your graduation day. Here's what looks to be a Purple Heart stamp. For graduation, I wanted to give you something I was absolutely sure you didn't have. And we don't know what that is. So it's another journal from this girl. We almost decoded everything in there. I'm going to leave that last little bit up to you guys to decode if you want to. But the same girl has a few more journals that I haven't seen people talking about. As you can see, here's some more of her coded handwriting. I don't know where these are from. Once again, there's no context, so we don't know the timeline or who this victim was or what all this really means. But according to the attorney's decoding, she wrote, close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes. Don't speak, she doesn't talk. I can't stop shaking, and it's been a week. A decision was made, but I can't tell Jeffrey. These things happen. Why didn't I close my eyes fast enough? The doctor was different again. I think from Israel. He had kind eyes, but didn't speak directly to me. This was different. A shot, and those rod-like things had a hook and so much pain. Ghislaine said to push all the pain away. I don't understand. Blood and water all over the bed, and she was right. Like a feeling when your tummy hurts and you have to push. She said to close my eyes and put her hands over my eyes, but I didn't close them because of these tiny cries. I'm so lost. I saw between her fingers this tiny head and body in the doctor's hands. It reached its tiny arm up and had a tiny foot. I closed my eyes and no more. And there's another page that she wrote here. No more cries. I don't understand. Just say these things happen. But he doesn't believe that. They yelled and screamed, and he said it will be the same in a couple of months, and she said she was fed up with it all. I don't understand what is going on, and no one will tell me. I can't go to school like this. I can't stop shaking. Why won't anyone make it stop? I know Ghislaine is trying, but nothing changes. Why didn't I close my eyes? Oh my God, that's horrible, man. Jesus Christ, dude. Wow, God, that's really just horrific stuff in these, man. Thinking about that. There's more notes here that are decoded. In the hall, Ghislaine said she was beautiful. She was, not is. She was a beautiful girl. I heard her. Where is she? Why did she stop whimpering? She was born. I heard the tiny cries. I can't do this anymore. So I don't know if... I think she's referencing her baby either being murdered or stolen from her. But she's writing that she saw the baby. She saw it reach for her. She heard it whimpering and crying. It was taken out of the room. It was an extremely bloody event. And then I guess the baby went AWOL. And she's got a poem here. Stillborn with the still crossed out. It's a sad diagnosis. They grew their toes and fingers well enough. If they missed out on walking about like people, it wasn't for any lack of mother love. I cannot understand what happened to them. They are proper in shape and number in every part. They sit so nicely. They smile and smile and smile and smile at me, and still the lungs won't fill and the heart won't start. It would be better if they were alive, and that's what they were, but they are dead, and their mother near dead with distraction, and they stupidly stare and do not speak of her. So bizarre. So many. And that's, this is, she was born. She was born. I heard the tiny cries. I cannot do this anymore. Here's another page. As you can see, this is the original page, and then the decoded page reads, he was right a couple of months in 2 pink lines with a hold on being with others until after it was positive. I want to die. Why didn't she protect me? As long as I am wearing what you want, there is no respect for me as a human. I am nothing but your property, an incubator. You only trust me when I am under your complete control. I will never trust another man, ever. I am the only one who provides and sacrifices everything. I give and give out of terror, and you take all of me. You need me to continue keeping us all connected. And then there's another clipping, as you can see there. Unlike drugs, a child's body can be sold over and over. This is not surprising, but there is no such thing as a child prostitute. They are children and cannot consent. They are missing, the biggest in my own backyard and so many more. Like Mar-a-Lago, where I see Mr. Joe and Mrs. Ann. So you got another reference there to Trump. The slaves in Lake Placid were invisible. People were playing golf at the retirement community, and right behind them was a slave camp. Unlike drugs, a woman's body can be sold over and over. But it says here, a child's body. Our finance department deals with all the paperwork. Unfortunately, the finance department is also family. Who knew? I was born a slave. Life in a parallel universe. In another decoded document, please release me from this torture and hell. The headline below is not a metaphor. This story is about slaves, not people living like slaves, working hard for lousy pay, not people 200 years ago. It's about 27 million people worldwide who are bought and sold, held captive, brutalized, exploited for profit. It's about 21st century slaves. And that's where she wrote down at the bottom, please release me from this torture and hell. More pages of code you can see here. She wrote this out and drew it. Controlled all by Jeffrey, all the time. Get away from it all. And go to New Mexico? What in the hell? This makes no sense. What about school? Behind the scenes. He is now controlling everything when it used to be Ghislaine who some days acts like she hates me. Secrets of all of them. I am tired of keeping this secret. I know people are wondering, but I can't tell. I am exhausted. Broken promises. I don't understand why she is treating me on some days like I'm the enemy, but then we lay in bed together and she is how she used to be, warm. He makes her feel my tummy, and it's so sad and confusing. Superior gene pool? Why me? It makes no sense. Why my hair color and eye color? That feels very Nazi-like, but in thinking about these stupid, insane theories he has, I guess, in his mind, it makes sense. The piano and music comments are made to convince me this is right and will create perfect offspring, he calls them. I don't think it works that way, and it's making me hate playing altogether. Piano or viola, I'm starting to resent them both. I miss the person I was before I was made into what feels as a human incubator. So here's more of that sheet. Obviously, there's so much with babies. I mean, there's clearly something going on here that we have never heard of. Because remember, according to all accounts and all authorities and records, Epstein has no kids. There's no confirmed record of Jeffrey Epstein having a child or any offspring. Pretty weird. So here's some more code she wrote, and translated it says, "My friend blank realized much of everything and came to get me out of Mary's. She made me leave all things of value on the bed. She put all my belongings in trash bags. I have maybe avoided New Mexico. I've been staying with friends, but never more than 2 or 3 nights because my mother is on the warpath. Blank have been so great, but blank saw me changing and knows about the baby. He said he promises to help me and we will figure out what to do." Then up top, there's this: "I couldn't stay under the same roof. Your life will never be the same. It's a whole new life. And here to make things a little easier is the affordable New Mexico." She crossed that out and wrote the word Mexico. "A roomy, versatile minivan with front-wheel drive and hefty V6 power. So prepare yourself, ready or not, life will never be the same." So it seems like she was planning on fleeing to Mexico with the baby. Then you got a page that she has colored or painted here completely red, it looks like, with a marker. Here's more of that marker splatter on the page. More writing that she wrote. More about children and sonograms and everything. She wrote, "My heart belonged to her. She was so very beautiful. She was perfect. I can't bring myself to write what happened. I am beyond broken. I only got 10 to 15 minutes to hold and feed her before they took her. She is mine. I want her back. Distraught. She was so very beautiful. My heart belonged to her. She is gone and she won't be coming back," with another picture of a baby. And this poem, "Child." "Your clear eye is the one absolutely beautiful thing. I want to fill it with color and ducks, the zoo of the new, whose names you meditate. April snowdrop, Indian pipe, little, stalk without wrinkle, pool in which images should be grand and classical. Not this troublous wringing of hands, this dark ceiling without a star." More, as you can see on this page: "Concerned every day, her passion is dead. Farewell to a princess and to an angel, inhuman prophet left behind. My heart is gone." She wrote, "Help me, please, can't anyone find me? Barely survived all those procedures. My heart is gone." And more code here: "Steals the baby that brought her such joy. I love her so much." And she wrote, "April 22nd, I had no choice. I wasn't ready and she wasn't ready. My mother had found me and it was urgent. After so many bonding moments with Jeffrey, Ghislaine, their baby inside me, with me in the middle, she wouldn't even look at me. We said nothing to one another and I was so confused. When we arrived at Palm Beach, I was taken to a house close to Jeffrey's, I think called Ocean Boulevard or Saint, but it was close and I was alone except for a new driver, not Mr. Juan, an elderly French lady whose pictures on the wall didn't have her. She had a thick accent and was kind. She said she had been born to deliver babies and had been doing so before I was born. Similar as the last one with shot and hook, but too much blood with so much water and unbearable pain. She put her hands inside of me and seemed worried. I didn't understand something about the baby facing wrong way and putting pressure on a placenta. Things would have to be different. She said I had to be brave and strong and listen to her directions so she could help safely get the baby out. I was terrified seeing so much blood on the bed and floor and started to panic. She had me flip over to my hands and knees and had me push and push. It was so excruciating. I could feel everything as she tried to guide the baby out, but I was so tired. I felt I was dying, but suddenly she had caught a beautiful baby girl who made more than a whimper but beautiful cries. She let me hold her and washed her and brought her back clean and perfect. She smelled so good and showed me how to feed her. But only after maybe 15 minutes, Mr. M came to take her. I was hysterical and begging for more time. He said those horrible girls were in the car waiting, but I wouldn't let her go. The old woman promised me she would be safe, and I had to let go. 4 pounds, 10 ounces, 18, 5 inches long, with beautiful long fingers. I am dead inside. Life has no meaning. I don't want to be here. So now it seems like we're talking about another baby that this woman is being forced to have and is then being taken from her. Literally, like, essentially bloody with hooks ripped out of her stomach, ripped out of her body. And another poem called Edge. The girl is perfected. Her dead body wears the smile of accomplishment, the illusion of a Greek necessity. We have come so far, it is over. Each dead child coiled, a white one at each little pitcher of milk now empty. She is used to this sort of thing. So, dead children and babies and incubators and being used to give birth. I mean, this is one of the most documents I've ever read dealing with Epstein. And another page, when you're learning about life, the world is your classroom. We live where you live. Never protected from the family firm. Model search, destiny, and the code, when it's broken, reads, Jean-Luc Brunel is a disgusting pig with bad breath, and I am almost positive does these disgusting things because he is struggling with maybe being gay. 6 weeks wasn't even given before being sent back. Punishment for trying to run. Why can no one help me? Ghislaine is gone. I am so lost and is this my destiny? And another page here with some codes. I need them, everyone, all to see. I still always dreamed to build a better world. She went from being a beautiful young girl to a sad, broken child. But maybe a hope that after it all, I see herself. One day I aspire to be like this. She came in like a lamb and went out like a lioness. And you can see this is what she wrote. And she even put these quotes here. When I go to sleep at night, I know I've done my best. I'm not a political animal, but I think the biggest disease this world suffers from in this day and age is the disease of people feeling unloved. And then at the very end, there's a picture of a young girl holding flowers with a dress on. Incredibly disturbing document there. We've got one more to go. This is once again by the same girl. More red splattered, more red splattered. Don't know if this is a different time or when this is all from. Here's another page with the splatter. It reads, so sorry, Jeffrey. These things happen when your body had never been given time to properly heal. So it came out in the toilet and I didn't know what to do. So I just a tiny little fetus. You have made me numb and I hate you for this. I hope I never have to see you again. First Vader, where is the baby? Where is Ghislaine? So, and then Daddy. Here's another that she wrote. On misery's trail, the toll of reporting on human anguish. Blend in. Hate this city. That's what she wrote on this. And there's another poem here. I blamed her for everything, but she didn't answer. I couldn't understand her stupid behavior. It's just a long poem about some of the same things. Then there's a picture here of what looks to be a courtroom. And she wrote, he should. It says, our stand, you should never be here alone. He should, she says, he should be there alone. So being Jeffrey should be alone. Through a child's eyes, protect the vanishing children. What I wanted was a place where dreams did not stop at dawn. Flashbacks. I won't let pain keep me from surviving in the danger zone. And here's some more pictures. These appear to be photos. Background photos of New York City and quote, who could have predicted this? She wrote, I should have. So sad the city could be beautiful if it weren't filled with monsters. The blood from Leon is no longer there. And then more, a whole page of code she wrote. Tomorrow is the halfway ultrasound for Jeffrey. This one's stuck. So it sounds like another baby again. After they took the first baby who survived and the early miscarriage, I think it was called I No Longer Feel Like a Person But a Vessel. Will they take this? Where did Ghislaine go? She is never around. I can't let myself get attached. I am not old or mature enough, or even in the place to have a baby that I would be responsible for. I'm not even able to focus on anything other than hiding this again. I had to go to eating disorder treatment prior to being in this situation again and missed the entire fall semester of school. I'm so very exhausted. My body feels so tired. Will I ever be free? And then we've got another picture of a baby down here, another picture of a baby, a sonogram. And she writes, I am such a monster. I didn't console her. I can't unhear her screams. They haunt me. I couldn't even bring myself to look at her. I am a monster. I deserve to be haunted by her screams. I'm so sorry. I'm so broken. Another picture of a baby. On the end of this is two babies playing like in front of a field. So, that's about it for those journals. I'm still going through the files. There might be more journals to this victim, but wow, after reading through those, reading through them out loud, what a profound experience that was. And I mean, deeply disturbing. Not even trying to sensationalize this, which I try not to do with any of my work, but I mean, some of this stuff is sensational. We're talking here about it, and they actually try to claim that there's nothing more to investigate in this story. That is their story. And yet we're seeing here in just 4 or 5 files out of the millions, we have credible allegations from a victim that not only might have been killed, but their babies were literally stolen by the Epstein machine. They don't know where their baby went. They heard them screaming and crying and it disappeared forever. And I have no idea what's going to happen to the second baby. We don't know who this came from. We don't know who this journal belonged to. We don't know what happened to the girl, if she was forced to have or what. But amazing stuff. And you got to keep in mind, the U.S. government still to this day will look you in the eye and say, we don't need to investigate. The story's over. There's nothing more to investigate. Epstein, that's it. No one will be punished for that. No one needs to be punished. I just find that astounding. But I know this has been a long episode. Thank you for sticking through this with me.